Hey everyone, it's Teddy, aka James Kazao on MTGO, and I've talked about this a little bit in the past, but I was really excited for Court of Locthwain when it was announced for Grixis control, just as a 4-drop bomb that generates some pretty crazy card advantage. When you cast it, or when it enters the battlefield, you become the Monarch, which means you draw a card on your end step, and if a creature deals damage to you, your opponent then becomes the Monarch. Then you can take it back with your own creatures, which, thanks to Orcish Bowmasters, is pretty easy to do in this deck. But the second ability, at the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of target opponent's library. So be aware of that. If there's like a Leovold on the field or something, you will have to target an opponent, much like the Carpet of Flowers conundrum. But anyways, you may play that card for as long as it remains exiled. Great. And mana of any type can be spent to cast it. Wonderful. So it's like opposition agent. But this last part, if you're the Monarch, until end of turn, you may cast a spell from among those cards exiled with Court of Locthwain without paying its mana cost. So that's really cool. You get to cheat on mana as well. And every card that gets exiled, you can cast it whenever. But during your turns, if you're the Monarch, you can pick one from among them and cast it without paying its mana cost. So it's a really cool card advantage. Really cool way to cheat on mana, to accommodate kind of introducing the monarchy to the game, which could be pretty swingy if you're not prepared to defend it. I'm packing some more removal, like Hidetsugu consumes all, one in the main, one in the board. Haven't been very high on this card in the past. I've never really talked about it, but I don't like the nombos it has with Snapcaster Mage, and I don't find a big grave wipe coming from a turn away to be all that impactful. But there's no doubt that the card's super powerful and does a lot of different things. So I'm excited to play with it today. I'm back on, I guess I actually didn't make a video when I was in my one Plague Engineer phase, but for a while in the last couple months when I didn't really have time to record, I was down to one Plague Engineer, back to two. And I got Sudden Edict, I've got a Fatal Push, just trying to play to the board more effectively, so we can make best use of the situations with the monarchy. And other than that, I think the deck is pretty much the same as you left it. Last season was pretty good. I think I ended out with 11 trophies, which is, it's good. I just never didn't feel like I solved the Grixis control for the meta at all by the end of it. I didn't feel any closer to a list I was confident about from the beginning up until the very end, which means that's a good thing. That means Legacy is in a very exciting place right now. There's a lot of cool things going on, but it sure doesn't make it easy when you're trying to just jam games and grind, but that's not such a big deal. It's good to discover things, keeps the game fresh. Anyways, I'm going to just play a 5-match league here on MTGO and see how it goes. Alright folks, let's get this underway. First match on the channel in quite some time. Hand looks good. Probably fine. Probably going to go for a basic island off this delta and worry about a red source later, unless they lead off with like a DRC or a Delver or something. Alright, they took a Mold of 5, and they are also just passing through their first turn. So, they're either playing Reanimator or... I don't think they're playing Dredge. Did I win the die roll? Oh wait, did I just pass through my first turn? Oh, we're off to a great start, huh? Yeah, we fooled them. We're playing Reanimator. So my monitor got a huge crack in it on the side here, so I can't actually read the game log. Just take a little peek here. Yep, I totally skipped my first turn. Alright. We're chilling. It's cool. They took a big ass mulligan. We'll be fine. Cool. I wanted that land. We could be against the new fangled blue-black scam deck, but I don't know if they'd mull so hard. I feel like, well, that deck has massive mana problems. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure we're against blue-black scam, and now they took this terrible line of dazing my ponder because they think I have no lands because I skipped my first turn. Either that or they're just tempoing. But yeah, that deck has crazy mana issues. It doesn't run enough lands, I think, so it's not super uncommon for them to mulligan down pretty far. What's next for us? Another land? I'm not too excited about that, but I think I will take this opportunity to brainstorm before they have 2 mana up. Good stuff. I think I'll put back a land, and then Baleful Strix is in kind of a weird point in the meta in general, but especially against blue-black scam. On one hand, you really want it to check Murktide Regent, but you also don't want it to get picked off by a Bowmaster. Although it is pretty good at baiting out the first Bowmaster, and usually whoever plays the first Bowmaster loses that sub-game. So, also I don't know about this Force of Will as much. I'm going to put Strix on top and probably look to redraw it. Can't imagine I'll absolutely need to bolt something here. Yep, they're going to cycle. If they go for a reanimate on that troll, it would be a gut instinct to try and Force a Will that, but I don't think I will. This is a classic setup. I think they have Orcish Bowmasters in their hand right now, and I'm just gonna see if that that crazy line of skipping my first turn makes them think they can get this game over with, nip it in the bud, run out their first Bowmaster like a fool. I'm just kidding. I'm the fool. I skipped my turn. Well, here we go. Kapow. I heard someone say ka-chow last night at a show. Ah, look at those beautiful triggers. One for you, 2 for you, and 1 for you. Whoever thought brainstorming could be so dangerous. Island Go over there, sure. So there's a land on top of my deck, I believe, and I'm more than happy to draw it. Crunch for 5 if they'll let us. All of a sudden these 2 lightning bolts in hand are looking pretty pretty good, especially if they cast Reanimate on Troll of Khazad-dûn. And there's another one getting swamp cycled. Badlands, holy cow. Okay, I don't really know what we're up against anymore. Maybe it's blue-black scam splashing Ob Nixilis I've seen. Oh, Molten Collapse, okay. This is a new card. It has a descend function where it can also destroy a non-land, non-creature permanent with CMC 1 or less, I think. And this is totally fine. They're very free to spend 2 mana on my Bowmasters that have gotten a lot of value already. Then they're going to reanimate. That's pretty annoying. We have 2 cards left. I'm gonna force, try and get this over with. If they force back, they're empty, and I'm still in a pretty good spot. Okay. Kolagon's Command, my favorite card. Can't see it ever going out of style. Okay, so this is either like a dedicated Grixis strategy, or it's just blue-black scam splashing for Molten Collapse and probably Red Blasts. Let's get this Strix in here. If it finds me a land, that would be cool. Cool. I wanted a red source specifically. These are already out on the field. Wasteland, And they're not giving up with those reanimates. Respectable. With 1 card in hand, though, I can't really imagine they have anything that can stop me here. Except maybe like drown in the lock. Send 1 here. Or Spell Pierce, that's why I didn't just fire it off on end step there. Oh my goodness. It's a lot of bolts. More bolts than they have cards in hand. Alright, I apologize to my opponent. It's probably a little tilting to lose to someone who just mistakenly passed through their first turn, but they also mulled to 5, so a bit of bad magic being played there, but it's okay. I wish I knew more about the deck I was up against. Hydroblast feels pretty tenuous. I like Surgical Extraction to take the place of Force of Will against these reanimate decks. I'm sure they have Murktide Regent. Hidetsugu consumes all. Doesn't really seem like it has many targets outside of Orc armies, though. The 3/3 on the back half is kind of cool as trample. Oh, I want these Red Blasts. And I want Sudden Edict, I'm pretty sure. And I'll cut these forces, I'll cut a court. Obstructionist doesn't really have any targets in this matchup. And also, I want them to spend their mana, so let's get Thoughtseize out. Yeah. It's a little weak to Wasteland. Okay, they're taking a mulligan again. Like I said, deck has mana issues. I think this hand is fine, though. If they're mulliganing, can they really afford to wasteland me so aggressively? Yeah, I can't imagine adding another color to blue-black scam. That deck already has just massive mana problems. Feels like kind of the only fail rate of the deck, though. Like, it has free discard spells, free counter spells, a 6/5 Mega Menace beater. Oh, speak of the devil. Alright, what are they going to take? Maybe Lorien Revealed, maybe Brainstorm. They pitched a Douthie Voidwalker, so maybe they won't take Fatal Push. Also, Fatal Push is kind of the hardest card to cast right now. Outside of K-Command, of course. If I were in their position, I guess I had no idea, actually. It would entirely depend on what's in my hand, but Lorien Revealed and Brainstorm seem like good candidates. Brainstorm, okay, cool. And let's see if they take Lorien Revealed after this. That would be pretty funny. Fatal Push. Okay, they're afraid of me drawing a fetch land and then taking their 3/2 beater out. Okay. Given that I drew a land, and I'm pretty guaranteed to have a K command on turn 3 to deal with this thing, do I just want to hold up Pyroblast? I feel like I'll just Pyroblast almost anything right now. I like reserving them for Murktide Regent, but they have 2 cards in hand and 1 card in their graveyard. And you gotta figure one of them is like a land, yeah. So I'll definitely hit a cantrip if given the opportunity. What I don't want to see here is like Douthie Voidwalker. I don't want to see more pressure. Okay. Yep, that's pretty bad. They're at 10. They have a Badlands in hand. It's like their only card. But yeah, we're in some serious trouble. We're facing massive pressure. Let's just cycle this. Try and get some dead draws out of the deck. Aha. Well, we probably dead. Maybe I'll draw Brazen Borrower. Yikes. Well, this sucks. You discard Shock Grief. Any responses? Nope. Okay. I mean, I have draws. Hopefully they just draw a land or something. Okay. I'm at 2. Is this Murktide Regent? I have Pyroblast, so yeah, I'm still very live to get out of this sticky spot. Not with that though. That was close. Snapcaster Mage. That would not have helped. Now you could argue Force of Will could have been helpful there because I died with cards in my hand, but they were all just lands. And I'm not going to take any lands out of my deck. Yeah. Stable mana, Cling to Dust will prevent whatever happened last time from happening again. That's a 2 mana line too, so I have the luxury to cast Ponder on turn 1 here. Looks like they took a mulligan to 6. This is someone who knows what they're doing. Okay, cool. Let's try and tuck the Red Blast so they'd never see it coming. And just put their reanimates on notice. If they grief scam me, not with a basic island they won't, but if they did try to, I think they're pretty much priced into taking surgical, and then after that I just have my 2 grindy tools. Okay, they did not shuffle, and they're pitching Molten Collapse to cast Grief. Sure. You know, part of me felt like just extracting Griefs at my first opportunity is like a good strategy against this deck, because it's so obnoxious. We don't clock very quickly, and once they get to 4 mana and they just start firing Grief, it's just like a, yeah, they agree. As a 3-2, that also takes a card from your hand. It's just such a losing position. Okay, so there's a red blast underneath that I really want access to, and if I want to cast it this turn, days be damned. I suppose I'm gonna ponder. Okay, this is all good stuff. Yeah, I'll just pretend like I'm playing around days. Although if I have to shuffle away, if I just have to, you know, if they like cast Reanimate on Grief, I'm gonna point a Cling to Dust at it. What would I want the most? Probably Orcish Bowmasters. But hopefully nothing happens. They let on Basic Island. Ponder. They don't shuffle. If they reanimate, what are the odds they have a daze on top of it all? And that's probably why they're hesitating. They know about my Cling to Dust. Something's happening. Okay. Looks like I am going to get my cards after all. And I would love to resolve a Court of Locthwain against this deck and start casting their great, great cards. I suppose with that in mind, well, yeah, let's just do this. I would love to know what's in their hand right now. We're very up on cards since they had to go down a card to grief me on turn 2 or whatever that was. Now, I can't just cast Court of Locthwain here because they can flash in Bowmasters, and I don't have a Force of Will or anything, so we're just gonna play our land, say go. Take it easy. Sauron's Ransom. That's a good card to Red Blast. No fuss over that. So maybe I was just supposed to fire that in. Maybe they don't have any Bowmasters. I wonder if this is a hardcast Grief. You know it. It's possible I should have fetched first, but I didn't really know it was going to come off the top here. I really want to land so I can cast Court and Bolt, but they're going to take some part of that equation, right? I'll probably just keep all the removal and just save Court for later, even though it's tempting to try and shut the door on this game right now. It's really tempting. Well, I think I'd like to give them the option to make a mistake. Let them gaze upon all this stuff they'll never fight through. Maybe K-Command is the right take here. That's interesting. That's not what I was expecting. I can pick that back up. Let's try and jockey to the same position. Go ahead and bolt that. Stay at as high a life total as possible in this matchup. Reanimate my Bowmasters? Yeah, I think they must have a daze, right? There's no way they'd walk right into this K-Command stuff. So I guess I probably just cling my own Bowmasters here. Brainstorm in response, sure, whatever. Nice. Annoying. And this is what I mean. They just grind you down. This card's so obnoxious. Leaving me with K-Command? What the hell? Oh, another reanimate? Jesus Christ. God, this sucks. The most hated card of all time, I'm pretty sure. Ha, take that. Let's see if Cling to Dust can grind them out. Don't have to worry about too many more reanimates. Snapcaster Mage, I love it. They didn't do anything. I wish I could snap something more interesting than Lightning Bolt. I probably need to snap Sudden Edict just in case they have like Hydroblast. Yeah, I'll get this. Now they can still kind of fuck with this if they daze this, but then I'll just target Lightning Bolt. That one, please. They did not respond to the trigger, so get that out of there. Great. And I still have this Cling to Dust with 4 lands. Shieldred's Edict. That's tough. But I think I am interested in bringing the heat here, so let's ditch the Baleful Strix and keep my 2 power beater. Another Cling, sure. Ponder. They already used 3 reanimates. I feel like I'm cool to just start firing these around. Let's hit this Sauron's Ransom. Surgical Extraction. Okay. Well, if they fetch aggressively after this Ponder, I'm definitely extracting Grief. They do not shuffle. Man, their Ponders are hitting, aren't they? Did they find Reanimate? What's this one black in the pool? They're thinking about it, but they don't know. Okay. That must have already been in their hand. I can't imagine pondering and keeping a Troll of Khazad-dûm. That just seems ridiculous. Okay, they're reanimating my Strix. Well, I will cast Surgical Extraction on this. And I will not exile the other one, because that's a very good draw. I want that. Just the one they're targeting. And I'll trade Surgical for Reanimate. It would have been nice to just counter that in the paying costs phase, but I think they would have just targeted one of their own creatures at that point. Lightning Bolt, okay, take a turn off the clock. Take 2 turns off the clock. They're at 7. Okay, that's game. Beautiful. I suppose I'll do the right thing though and just draw a card here. A new set just came out. Who knows what kind of crazy shit goes on. Okay. The world is telling me what I need to do. And we'll send a lightning bolt right there. Great. Let's keep going. Alright, here we go for round number 2. Hit the gym in between that first round, so not going to be skipping through my turn anymore. We're up against Yuki, who plays Show and Tell. I see Force of Will. I'm good to keep this. Scalding Tarn, definitely a sneak and show land. And nothing. Okay. Land number 4. Not exciting. Well, I see no reason to not ponder here. These are all pretty good. And then I think Strix is probably the best candidate to pitch to a Force of Will. Ancient Tomb, okay. Is it go time already? How nuts is this hand? Pretty nuts. Pretty nuts. Alright. Well, now everything is going to be too slow except for like an Edict, I think. So I'll throw in Delta. Get a Brainstorm going maybe. Oh, it's just Emrakul. This is probably like the least scary thing they could have done. No Omniscience, no Grizzlebrand or Atraxa, no massive card advantage. With that being said, or that being the case, let's just cycle Cling to Dust here. Hit this Show and Tell. One less to, yeah, look at that. Ain't life great. Do I want to Brainstorm first? Look for a Force of Will? Well, I'd need a blue card too. So they have 3 unknowns in hand and a Volcanic Island. They can't Daze off that Ancient Tomb. So, yeah. Let's go. Let's put back Hidetsugu consumes all and a swamp. Let's go grab us an underground sea. And see what happens. Wahoo. They might just fire again next turn. They could just have like a pretty solid plan B if they don't have like a force or anything in hand. Like they could just have show and tell and the thing they actually want to resolve, but they don't. So that's good news for us, and we're going into turn 4 here, or turn 3 with an extra land thanks to that show and tell. Whoa, baby. Do I just slam this thing? They might have another Daze. I think this deck has also been playing Hull Breacher here and there. That's tough. This is a tough spot. Hull Breacher would really suck because then they'll take the Monarchy as well. But what if I just like flip an Emrakul of theirs? What's this? Impulse? Oh, Intuition. Okay. Are they going to force this? That's not a bad exchange for us. Oh. That's too bad. I even exiled one of them. Well, folks, maybe I'll rip a force. Oh, what? Come on. And Daze. This is just rough. And me without anything to put on. Well, it felt like we were going to win for a second, but now I don't really feel that way. Uh-oh. Yeah, I think we've lost this. Yeah, they hit the Emrakul. Alright. Too bad. I felt like there might have been a world in which we get there. No, that brainstorm wouldn't have really helped. Okay. Fine. Let's get all our permission. Thoughtseize, Sudden Edict. They're on Intuition. I don't mind Opposition Agent. Even if it's just like a flash beater, it's fine. Trim some bolts there. Cling to Dust is not very impactful for the matchup. Neither is Plague Engineer. Kolgon's Command is not really interacting on the axis we really want it to. Fatal Push hits Vesuvan Drifter, but we're also bringing these Pyroblasts in concert with the Edicts. I think that is fine. And for one last cut, I think it could probably be one of the courts. I got really excited there. That's probably a misplay. Probably should have just held up Brainstorm. Their hand was super fire though. That was a 7. Let's take the play here. Great hand. If we hit some land drops too, maybe we can get some justice on court. They're keeping 7. Aren't they lucky? Thoughtseize is usually pretty darn effective against this deck though. Okay. Well, Fluster lines up nicely against Show and Tell. Sneak Attack, I think, is probably the most cumbersome thing to deal with here. It's a powerful hand, but they don't have any permission. They'll probably ponder here. And hopefully they don't find, well, even if they find a force, Flusterstorm should break through that pretty easily. No shuffle. This could be a quick one. but I like this hand. Strix, okay. Now we have Force and Flusterstorm. And if they decide to hold back for a turn, Magus of the Moon. That's pretty annoying. Do I need to force this? Kind of feels like yes. I really don't want to, though. I can just check it with Bowmasters. I left in some lightning bolts, too. I really don't want to force this. They don't have any blue mana. Oh, they have Lorien revealed, though. This is kind of a deck built around cantrips, though. Basic Island, not a bad draw. This court is looking pretty silly, though. If they want to trade Magus for Bowmasters and my army token, I think that's okay. Okay, they didn't like whatever else was in that ponder, so they're going to shuffle before their draw step. There's an island. No attack, okay. So we're hoping to not draw a black card here. Okay. We'll be ready to fire this Court of Locthwain the second we get rid of this Magus, should the day come. Show and tell, yep. How about this? Same targets. It's gone. No attack, that's to be expected. We can hardcast Force. I think that is better than the Strix, although it will play into a Daze, which is bad. Huh. I have so many permanents. If they attack with Emrakul, they'll obviously get a lot of our permanents, but I'll put in a Baleful Strix off this show and tell. I don't know. Hell yeah. Alright, can we continue dodging bad draws? We can. Okay, alright. Ponder again. A little scary to have our shields down. What am I really going to do, though? Shuffle this and just hope to spike Forcible off the top? I don't think so. They already used 2 show and tells. What are the odds they have another one? Sneak attack would be bad, obviously. Pondering, yep. Maybe they're starting to get sick of this Magus. I'm going to send this face. What'd they do with this? They shuffled. A bit of respite. They're still not attacking. I think I would like to attack. Gotta get this game over with. Now let's play a Narset. And I think probably take Lightning Bolt here. Hopefully they can't string anything together like right now. And we should be pretty good going into the next turn. Operating on 1 blue mana. Coming at Narset. I think I'm good to chump block. I don't want to turn any like multi-blue line on post combat in their second main. And I do want that other card off Narset for sure. Okay, cool. Bolt Saw. Now let's see what we can do. Just a land so far. I think probably Brainstorm. Play a land. Go ahead and swing in here. With 5 cards in hand, I don't think I can really slam the court here. Well, what if I find a Thoughtseize? It's a lot of edicts. Kind of nice. Alright. K-Command's also not terrible. I was really hoping to find a Force. But if they try some Emrakul stuff, we got that covered pretty easily. So I definitely want Flusterstorm and these 2 edicts in my hand. And if they resolve Show and Tell, I guess I want to put in Strix too. Which they're pretty likely to do through a Flusterstorm. This Flusterstorm will probably be used to win a fight over an edict, I think. So I guess we'll go like this. Or maybe K-Command's better than Court. I'm going to run out of selection, though, next turn. Okay. And hopefully their big scary card is still just Emrakul. It's going to be hard to deal with a something that grants massive card advantage. Like Atraxa. Grizzlebrand I got covered with Narset. Carpet of Flowers. Yeah, sure. And a pass. Okay. I mean, that doesn't mean anything. They could just be wanting to go to their second main and make mana. Okay, nothing there. Huh. Still really scared to play this court. But maybe their hand is just like a bunch of cantrips? I don't know. And Sudden Edict is like pretty sweet. That means I need to do all my fetching right now though, because they can like cast Veil of Summer in response to me starting to fetch and beat out Sudden Edict. Then they'd play into Shieldred's Edict, but they can counter that. So yeah, I guess I'll just get my mana underneath me. Let's get a Volcanic Island and then a couple basic swamps. And if I draw Pyroblast, that would be kind of unfortunate, but I feel like this is what I am signing up for. This is fine with me. So we know their hand is Emrakul and something else. Hopefully just cantrips. Alright, they're just chilling over there. Hydroblast. That's really nice, actually, because I was kind of worried about sneak attack. And let's put the clock to 2 here. Yeah. I don't think giving them any extra mana really matters at this point. I just want all my effects up. Okay, they're going to cantrip. That's fine. Wasn't going to draw a card on their turn, that's for sure. Appears we're still bricking whatever's in their hand. If I can just like rip a lightning bolt off the top, that would be nice. Their ancient tombs are also looking pretty sketch. Bowmasters, okay. I mean, this will just turn off their tombs. I'm gonna go to combat first. And that K command would have come in handy. Alright, you're at 1. You have, I guess you have plenty of mana because of carpet, but can't force. For whatever that's worth. And we inch over the line. That's pretty sweet. Sometimes I like surgical extraction just because if you can rip out show and tell or sneak attack or maybe even both, who knows, you're in pretty good shape to their top decks. I don't know if they're going to rely on Magus anymore since it really didn't do anything for them that game. So I don't know if I need more than 2 lightning bolts. We might just be set up here. Kind of a risky keep. I like Pyroblast a lot. And I have some selection. If they're going to go lightning fast, it's usually going to be off a show and tell. So Pyroblast has them covered here. They kept 7. We beat their 7 last time. I feel like you just need some free interaction or Thoughtseize when you're on the draw. I'm going to throw it back. I think this is better. It's kind of confusing to look at. I like having blue and red blast though. I'll keep and then I'm going to bottom the Nimble even though it's a real nice card to blank whatever they're trying to do with their scary cards. Leading on Ponder, sure. No shuffle. Uh-oh. Force. Okay. Well, that's probably what I would have fetched for, right? Or I need a black source, too. Yeah, this is fine. I'll play Scalding Tarn. Probably Red Blast a cantrip here. I really wish I had some more backup. Yeah, let's hit that. Stopped them dead in their tracks. Well, I guess we're not worried about Magus, but I'm not thrilled about that draw. And I probably should have played out Volcanic Island just to make them think Magus is a good play. But at least I'm not going to like lose to Show and Tell Days from this point. Okay, no action over there. If I cast Bowmasters, are they going to cast Intuition in response? I can probably fight over the Aftermath. It's just so important to start dealing damage in this matchup. Maybe we'll see a Brainstorm in response. Oh, Hardcast Days. Alright. I mean, that's fine. Strix. Okay. It's a little scary around here. But if they cast like Sneak Attack and I Hydroblast, I can probably beat their protection spell. Carpet. Yep. Really needing the top of my deck to deliver here. I mean, they must have kept this hand for a reason. Or maybe it's just fine to keep hands that are like Ponder Ponder, since the density of your combo is so high. Oh god. I was not happy to see that. Do I play against another Daze? Or do I play Strix? I'm gonna hold it. If we draw another land, though, we probably lose. Making blue, casting Brainstorm. Pretty scary. But then nothing. I like that. Alright, deck, help me out. Begging you. Force a will. Cool. Do I hold on to it? I mean, I might hit another blue card off this Strix anyways, right? What? Alright. That's an interesting place to point your Red Blast, but maybe you're just trying to keep any and all pressure off of you. I don't like my position here. I'm not really applying pressure. I have to use my last cards to just stay alive against an onslaught. They're brainstorming again. They didn't shuffle in between, which is nice for us. This wouldn't be a bad time to draw court. Just like slam it and try and get ahead. I'm really regretting not playing around that Daze more. I feel like that could have... Bowmasters really could have done some work here. At the time it felt fine, but then I drew a bunch of lands off the top and Not feeling so great anymore. Ooh, but maybe it will be back soon. I do like that. They're just passing. They might have like Veil Summer maybe? I don't know. But let's raise Dead, Raven's Crime here. See what they think about that. Veil, not the worst. I get the Bowmasters back. Now they're doing something. Intuition time. They thought about it. I don't want to play into Daze though, so another force is nice. Cool. Feeling kind of okay. Especially if they're on like a sneak attack plan. Still just chilling too. I really don't know what to make of this. Try and start applying pressure again. Cool. I get my guy. There's some consideration to ping yourself there to play around Veil Summer. And just make sure you get that 2 power on board. And I think I'm going to hold this Brainstorm until there's like a frickin' emergency. Now we're meaningfully punishing their cantrips as well. And I don't think they really run removal spells. 7 cards in hand. What on earth is going on? Is it like 3 Emrakuls and 3 Atraxas or something? I kind of want to Brainstorm now. I really want to like a Thoughtseize. Hull Breacher. Okay. Well, now's the time to fight, right? This looks like Veil of Summer to me, so let's let that resolve, and then hit him with the Pyroblast. Oh boy. Yeah, now if they Veil of Summer, we're in some trouble, but like what choice do I really have, you know? There we go. Well, good times, everyone. And we are drawing Hydroblast next turn. So hopefully they just spent all of their interaction doing that. And then they're going to try and cast a sneak attack that we will counter, and life will be great. I was talking about Hull Breacher at some point too. So if I just don't Brainstorm and just chill, interesting. Yeah, they're still not doing anything. Very curious. Snapcaster Mage is pretty cool. I like that card. Just got to make sure not to flashback Brainstorm. Veil Summer sure is a beating though, huh? Well, here we go. Hydroblast. It's gone. Now, do I do anything here? If I flash in Snap and Red Blast this Hull Breacher, I'll have a 2-turn clock. But that's assuming they don't have anything, which would be pretty crazy. Do they really just have like 5 monsters in hand? I really want to flash back this K command, but I'd need another land to do that. Or maybe I should just hold Snapcaster Mage. I'm already applying pressure. They couldn't fight back there, and I think they definitely would have if they could. Alright. They made blue mana. Maybe it's time to, okay, here's a show and tell. Well, let's go ahead and try and Red Blast that. Snapcaster resolved. So I assume they either have Flusterstorm or just, you know, this is also going to go off without a hitch. Maybe. All right. That might have been bait if they're going to follow this up with a, what's it called? A sneak attack. We could be in trouble, but if we get to untap, then we at least have a hardcast Force of Will. Or maybe they'll think it's finally time to cantrip and slam the door, them being so low in life. But if they're just sitting on like Brainstorm, which is, I guess, kind of likely, although they've used 2 and also 2 Ponders. I don't know if they're on like Preordain or anything like that. Uh-oh. Yeah, okay, alright. Well, we made a fight out of it, that's for sure. Emrakul. So, I guess I'll just sacrifice probably all the creatures, right? And then keep 2 lands around. Jeez, that's tough. Because if I keep my 2 power creatures and then, well, I don't know. It's not like I have that many bolts in. I could also trade with Hull Breacher. I'm going to 3 life. Alright. I don't think this is smart. This is what I'm doing. Oh, wait, I'm dead. Fuck. Alright, alright. I hear you all saying it. That was a really great match. GG's Yuki, and 1-1. Round 3, still trying to tighten up against Mafut's Van Gogh, so probably a blue dredge. I got Cling to Dust and Hitotsugu Consumes All, so yeah, the only thing missing is Force. Mold of 5, that's not surprising, nor should it be seen as a advantage of any kind. Yeah, I think I need land number 3. Do I want land number 4 for a Cling to Dust flashback? Heck yeah, I do. Island Go. I'm guessing this means otherworldly gaze. Probably don't want that lightning bolt. Probably want to cast Bowmaster's best case scenario, but I'm probably going to have to cast Cling to Dust. Yeah, I really think I could have won that last game against Yuki if I had played around Daze better. Yep, here's that. Okay, they only hit one Dredger, so let's hit it. Game 1, you really want to try and fight over the enablers, since I don't have surgical or anything. Game 2, I like fighting over the payoffs. Careful Study. Ooh. Here we go. And they hit Cabal Therapy. Alright. Could be a quick one here. Not sure if they're going to hit it Sugu, though, off the bat, but just making these Bridge from Below tokens is pretty annoying. Bowmasters can clear bridges on its own, which is cool. Might need to do that. We might see them name Bowmasters for that reason. Lightning Bolt. Narrowly missed it. Force of Will, but no blue card. I could see if they're going to do, like, Icarid stuff first. That Colosseum's going to go absolutely ballistic, though. I just don't know if I can survive a bunch more zombies. So, yeah, I'm going to plan on getting rid of the bridges. This can be, like, massive cleanup afterwards. Just gotta hope they don't hit, like, another Cabal Therapy. Which seems kind of unlikely. But at least they didn't yet. There go the bridges. And let's soak up 3 damage here. Here we go. I see Cabal Therapy. That's too bad. And another bridge. But I mean, they're down to 11 cards. I mean, I guess there's a world in which we can weather this. But we're definitely going to lose Consume here, which is really too bad. Mm-hmm. What you got for me? Okay. Is this good? I don't know, man. What am I doing with my life? Can at least nuke the final bridge, but they have a respectable clock. Hogak, I'm definitely going to force that if I can. Yeah, they're giving me the chance to. They can just cast it again, though. Let's go to the next game. Surgical. The other one. I guess Red Blast, too. Fighting over Gaze and stuff is cool. Plug Engineer is great. Edicts are poor. As is Fatal Push. Narset's kind of weird. I think I'll leave that to Bowmasters. On the play, Thoughtseize. Can cut Lightning Bolt. Even though it can work alongside one of my other creatures to get rid of Bridge. And maybe I don't need that. Well, yeah, I think it is just better. Try and stop whatever they're trying to do. He's not going to make any mistakes. He's like the best player of this deck. Alright. Dredge keeping 7? I don't even know what that means. Thoughtseize the Dredge deck. Huh. Is this a good hand? Take the steady. Not a bad draw for us. No. I hope they don't have another land. Oh my god. They don't. Okay. Well, that Brainstorm's going to go absolutely ballistic next turn. They have force and daze. Yeah, what do I even do here? Whatever it is, it can be done at instant speed. I'm not going to hunt for my second Thoughtseize. Narcomoebas. Cabal therapies. Alright, well. Can make a real fight out of this. Kind of exciting. I guess I can pay the black, right? What if I need to brainstorm again? It's like your life total matters in this matchup, but not to the extent where it's like you can like nickel and dime a little bit. Okay, well, I'm gonna force anyways. They could brainstorm and try and get the rest of their Narcomoebas in. You got one more, bucko. Ha! Beautiful. I see a lot of bridges in there too. Oh, they still have days though? Come on. Luckily they can't really do anything right now, so that's cool. I will be able to nuke the bridges, although I won just fine with one last time. Alright. I see an Icarid too. That's going to cause problems. Definitely shuffle. We're operating on one land going forward. You can't convince me otherwise. I mean, I'll give them the opportunity to mill the last one. No luck. Well, I can't let them get out of control here. Do I block? I don't think so. They might have a bridge next turn. Okay. I guess whenever I draw Cling, I'll be in action, but maybe I do need to start blocking Icarid. I'm at 11. Yep, there it is. Still lacking in the ability to cast Hogak at least. They can probably read me for force here, right? Yep. That's why he's the best. Oh, how about that? I like the idea of them having no bridges left. See that zombie? It's the last one you'll ever have. These Icarids, though, I need a surgical for them. Oh, right, and then they just get Hogak in via here. Yeah, they had me covered in quite a few ways. Snap. Well, it's a little late. I can hit Icarids, but what am I doing about this Hogak? It's just got me dead in a couple hits. I guess I could draw Brazen Borrower. Times are hard. I mean, what else can I do? Oh, I can't even wait till they dredge either. Because this is an upkeep trigger, of course. Alright. There's not really any substance left in their deck, so if I can just get rid of Hogak, well, they'd have to like make a bunch of land drops and then cast Stinkweed Imps and then convoke out Hogak. So I mean, what? I took out the edicts. Maybe I shouldn't have? I don't know. They seem so bad though. Well, maybe Shieldred's Edict needs to stay. So yeah, we're looking for Brazen Borrower. It's cool, there's only 45 cards in my deck. And they'll probably like consider that, which means they probably won't attack with the zombie token at least. No, never mind. Is there really any point in... Oh, it's too late. In trying to soak up 2 damage there, it put me to 5. I don't know. Alright, let's see it. Ah, too bad. GG's, Mafoots. I guess we're 1 and 2 now. Time for round 4. Winning the die roll. That's nice. Very well-rounded hand. Let's give it a shot. Nothing like kicking off with a Ponder. Oh, there's that Brazen Borrower I needed last game. Snapcaster is kind of a for later thing. These are all kind of expensive cards. But I do have some early game interaction. I have no idea what I'm up against. If I think of a well-rounded hand, a Flash Beater, and also maybe a Merit Lage answer isn't so bad, then K-Command I can usually find something to do with. Hopefully not having a Force of Will isn't a huge problem here. Ooh, Prismatic Vista? Could it be? Could it be? Could we be against Jeskai Control? Well, they just shuffled their library kind of quickly. It's not very indicative of a well-rounded deck, so it might be something a little more volatile. Well, one of my favorite things to do against Jeskai back in the day was play a Baleful Strix on turn 2. Unless they're on Monastery Mentor, this Hidetsugu Consumes All might be pretty poor. Probably hurt me more than anyone else. Uh-huh. Tundra. Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, could it be Cephalid Breakfast? I don't think that deck runs Prismatic Vista. I don't think it can. Another Strix. This might play into a Supreme Verdict a little bit. But, I mean, these have already drawn cards anyways, so... Then I can just pick it up with K-Command. Usually the problem against Jeskai Control and Kolaghan's Command is that they're exiling all your creatures and you don't really have a chance to get any true value off K-Command. But if they're like countering it, that's pretty cool. Or destroying it with Supreme Verdict. Okay, no surprise there. There's nothing good to bounce. There's nothing to be done. I'm not going to bolt face. They're going up. Alright, choices. I'll probably just bolt to Fairy. See if this damage connects. Success. How about this? Huzzah. Trading 1-for-1 with Teferi is beautiful. It doesn't happen very often. Here's another one. This time we have Bowmasters though. Highly annoying card for Teferi. Going up. Now, Snap Bolt would really play into Supreme Verdict. They're not showing double white right now, but I'm sure they have it. There's so many lands in the deck. I probably shouldn't have gone right into combat because I probably want to like shock Raven's Crime with K-Command. Well, if this doesn't work anyways, they'll still be left at 1. Okay, so let's send one at face. Okay. How about this? Ooh, nice. They had a Force of Will, but they didn't want to use it. Maybe they don't deem Teferi that useful in the matchup. I assure you it is. Or maybe they just figured they couldn't protect it on a subsequent turn, because I do kind of have a lot of pressure spread out among a lot of bodies. Alright, Island Go over there. Cool. I'll do the same. Pushing some serious damage here. Dress down. On the end step, no less. It's a little scary. So that means there are no snap lines this turn. I think that's okay, though. Not like I have any permission in the graveyard. Okay. Dress down might have just been so they can cash out all their cantrips and not get punished by Bowmasters. No shuffle on that. Aha, Supreme Verdict. Yep. It's all good, man. I'll let the beats continue. Even if this is just a lightning bolt, I think that's completely fine. Might eat a swords next turn or something. They're at 8. Then K command, snap. Okay, I need a land drop. Beautiful. Get this piece of shit out of here. Ah, just kidding. I know it has a lot of fans. I just struggle to see its worth a lot of the time. Like I know against Dredge, like Nile Spellbomb would have been so much better. That being said, we haven't had to really contest with the or we haven't found a good spot for the sweeper part of it. This league, Narset, sure. Do they dare? I think I'm going to just go for the throat. They have 3 unknowns. I have a force of will. Okay, they're not going to go for it. That makes sense. Then I guess we'll just slow down. See if this Brazen Borrower eats a swords. It sure does. Then let's go ahead and just go like this. This might bait them into a brainstorm, and then we'll just spray them with arrows. Let's see. We gotta put 1 on there. One, 2, and 3. Looking at lethal. Still not going to force a Supreme Verdict, though. I mean, I can't. I'm not. I guess what I meant to say is I'm not going to force a Terminus or something like that. Let's see. Obviously this seems like a giant headache, but if they take the Monarchy, I'm pretty sure they're just dead to Orc triggers, because I can snap Bolt, and if I have a blue card for Force, that's protected by Force too. It seems like a pretty logical step to just force this though, right? Then I can just swing for lethal. But if they force back, then they're at 3. That's tough. Yeah, I think this is probably the right line. Okay. You know, I didn't think about a bunch of horse tokens for Hidetsugu Consumes All. That's kind of interesting. But not enough. I'd rather have Hydroblast and Flusterstorm for sure. And having a big black bomb is really great against Jeskai control. I like cutting a land. They're not really fast to do anything. Oh, also, Pyroblast is great. Another Thoughtseize too. Trim one bolt. Obstructionist isn't really doing much in the matchup. Couple Force of Wills down. I used to just cut them all, but 4th Aerolingus has made that kind of risky. Brazen Borrower is not great. Bring back one more force on the draw. Oh, geez. Get Fatal Push out. Shoot, shoot, shoot. I guess Bolt. Crud. Not used to having a mainboard Fatal Push. Hand's not hot. But I think, like I said, they take a while to get going, and having a Pyroblast is cool. Their scariest cards are like blue 3-drops and 4th Aerolingus. That comes much later. I wonder if we're going to see something like Blood Moon or Back to Basics. I entirely understand the temptation to bring in cards like that against Grixis control, but as a deck that ran both of those cards in past iterations, I don't think it's very effective. You can definitely catch someone off guard, which is an entirely valid way to win. Man, I still can't get over that Hull Breacher. Okay, drawing another Force of Will is kind of unfortunate, but we'll see if we can do something cool with it. Okay, they don't want to cast a 3-drop into Pyroblast, which makes perfect sense. Kolaghan's Command. Alright, we're seeing a little bit of the bad part of my strategy. I haven't drawn another land yet, but I think that's fine. Oh. Dress down? I think that's fine. Definitely counter that. Hydroblast, sure. Let's see, I don't think there's really a good black card to counter this, obviously, but maybe I can like brainstorm into a better pitch. I think Force Pitch Force is probably just fine. Maybe they'll go upstairs though with it and I can just Edict it. That puts me behind on mana, but I have 2 forces anyways. Because next turn I'm going to ponder looking for a land. Try and get rid of one of these K commands. Yeah, whatever. Bouncing Dress Down. Maybe I just do this instead then. I just realized I'd made their decision for them. Whoa, what the heck? Okay, they just discard a land, so no big deal there. Ooh, I hope this doesn't resolve. Hell yeah. So they have Dress Down and 3 unknowns in hand. Show me a land. Ooh. If I can slam Court with a Force of Will backup next turn. Hopefully I don't have to like snap Pyroblast something. Like if they Narset, I might even just like spin the dice and try and Shieldred's Edict it. That'd be a bad exchange for me, but I just really want to cast this card. I feel like I haven't cast it yet. Well, I have, but it got countered. I'm trying to show it off a little bit. Let's go. Can't Red Blast that. Can't Flusterstorm that. You can Spell Pierce it. Dress Down, sure. Ooh, nice. I love it. Gonna have to try and beat a another one, a 4th Aerlingus here on the backswing though. But if they didn't have any interaction here, I feel like it'd be pretty risky to let that resolve, right? Draw 3, that's pretty good. They already made a land drop though. Ah, Lavinia. It's a cool card. Not sure what it does against me though. Flusterstorm. Okay. I guess that will protect whatever I do this turn. Let's just do this so I can for sure, you know, Force of Will. They discard Prizviz. I believe I can cast Flusterstorm whenever, right? Yeah, for as long as it remains exiled, but I can only cast it for free on my turn and once a turn. Card's a lot of fun. Ruination. It's kind of annoying. But not that annoying. I could at least like tap them out for the turn, I guess. Or will I need this for later? I don't know, man. Yeah, whatever. I couldn't care less. Oh, Dress Down. I mean, that's not very good for me. I need to find a way to end this game eventually. I feel like I'm very stacked, but don't really have a way to deal damage, you know? Ponder, yeah. Ooh, I told you. I told you they had Monastery Mentor. I think I'm going to cast this Dress Down. That sounds cool. Wait, is it? Maybe I should just try and counter it. Yeah, that sounds better. I don't want to have to deal with a bunch of little dudes. Especially since I don't have my Plague Engineers in. Is it stupid to cast Dress Down and to cycle? I don't think so. Red Blast, cool. Whoa! That card's cool, but I think it doesn't really work, right? I can't cast it for free and have X be like a high value, right? It just doesn't work. Not to mention, I think when they come in, they won't have haste or trample. So I guess we'll just keep chilling and discard to hand size shamefully. I'll discard an Edict. Another Mentor. Okay. They're going to pass over there. I'm going to Edict. Oh, I guess I should have left up blue. Oh, they don't even make a monk? Swords. Ah, there we go. Now let the work begin. And Bowmasters. Thoughtseize. Yeah. Don't need that anymore. Down to 3 cards over there. Hit that with a Red Blast. Okay, they're just done. Yeah. Honestly, it was probably going to be pretty long and grueling after that. GG's. Welcome back to round 5. Fighting for a positive record. You know I love to put up 3 2s. I think it's my most common record in my video series. I swear I did just trophy with this deck, though. Court of Locthwain is cracked. It's good stuff. Well, can't keep this. For obvious reasons. I hate this hand, but I'm not going to 5. My deck just has a hard time keeping up when it's on 5 cards, so just ship one of these basic swamps and see if we're against like an all-in oops hand with no protection. And we just force a will. I feel like that's the best case scenario. Whatever they're doing, it's a 61 card deck. Bloodstained Mire. Okay. Play out this swamp. Try and get a foothold. If they are like a wasteland deck. Cavernous Souls, got it. Oh, it's a goblin deck. Force of Will looking stupid. Unless they play like Namesticker Goblin, and then I can counter whatever comes out of the mana from that one at least. That's usually the Muxus. It's basically a land. I might actually want to ambush Viper, this Battlecry Goblin, though, if it just swings in next turn, because it's a very scary card. Does some real shit. And then I just have this Lorien to pitch to force if I ever get to do that. Okay. Namesticker Goblin. Making 5. They could just pump the squad, I guess. Matron, countering that. No way. Yep. So they'll get a 1/1 out of this, which is pretty bad for me. But at least I can get this Battle Cry Goblin off the field. And hopefully they're out of gas. I mean, they have 3 cards in hand. It's kind of a lot. Well, might be kind of hard to defend the Monarchy. But if I can just like get a Orcish Bowmasters or something, settle this board, they don't have any wicked follow-ups, this could really run away with the game. Unfortunately in this matchup, a lot of their cards aren't very relevant to me. Like if I flip a Matron, I don't have any goblins to search for. It's just a 3-mana 1/1. Ringleader, kind of the same thing. It just be like bodies on board. I don't have any. It's a very synergistic deck. Speaking of which, there's a Ringleader. Can I get a brick? No, they hit 3 goblins. That is wild. We can probably pack this up pretty soon. We're just getting slammed for 5 here. We're already at 10. We have 2 lands in hand. They have a Matron and a Muxus and a Skirk Prospector in hand. Well, that's a good one. That's another good one. Fine, I'll keep playing. You know, they could cast a Muxus here if they went in on their Skirk Prospector, which might be what they're doing here. Maybe I was supposed to Lightning Bolt a Goblin in response. But I kind of like holding Lightning Bolt for after the Muxus trigger, just in case they flip like War Chief or something. That's a lot of good stuff. There's the War Chief. Yeah, I don't like my odds. Broadside Bombardiers. It's a good card. It's a very good card. Oh, they're doing it. And it has haste. Pretty nasty card. Any target, huh? So this can just dome for 8. Well, I kind of need to bolt that. But if I bolt that, then... yeah, I'm just blocking Muxus. Lackey gets to connect. None of it's good. It's all bad. I like this card. I think it's strong. Okay, hit this block. They'll put in a Matron. Is there a Goblin that can deal 4 to my face? Oh yeah, there's Sling Gang Lieutenant. But they don't have any black that I know about. Kolaghan's Command. Man, we're so close. Maybe if we were on the play. Well, even then, like, my hand just didn't do anything, you know? That mulligan was rough. Let's grab hit Sugu, I think, right? I don't know, actually. Seems like all their cards cost like 2 or 3 these days. Hydroblast is good. Plague Engineer is good. Opposition Agent, good. I'll take a Sudden Edict, too. anything that kills a creature. And Thoughtseize. Yeah, you know the matchup's not great when the best card against your tribal creature deck, when you're like a deck with full of removal spells, is like Nimble Obstructionist and Thoughtseize. It's just a lot of value to keep up with. I guess Torpor Orb is like a good card against goblins, but that is just such a nombo with my deck. Cling to Dust is not super impactful. And I guess I'll trim a Court, even though I am trying to test it and stuff. I don't know if this is really the right matchup for it. Deck with a bunch of creatures that might have haste. Yeah, it could be bad. It needs a land. And if they have a cavern, which I think they often will try and mulligan for, then we could be in some trouble. Well, they're keeping 7. Never a good sign. Aether Vial. I have K Command. No, no, no. I will say I'm surprised to see it here. I thought goblins just played a lot faster than that now. Maybe it was the 61st card. Lightning Bolt, cool. I really hope that doesn't mean that they also have like Rashad Important Wasteland. Okay, cool. Glad that I traded that force in the way I did. Skirk. They don't have too many X1s these days that aren't tokens, and Skirk is effective against Bowmasters in the sense that it can stymie the trigger. You only get the one body. But I think that's still better than... Well, first of all, it's mana efficient, and second of all, Lightning Bolt can hit things that Bowmasters can't. Like Broadside Bombardiers. And at the end of the day, it's still a 2-for-1. But it's easy to get used to your 3-for-1s when you're hitting stuff like Ignoble Hierarch and Thalia. Fatal Push. Okay, well, we got some removal, which feels nice, but I think if I'm really going to start excelling here, I'm going to need that third land that I talked about. Ooh, another Skirk Prospector. And nothing else. Alright. Might have them on the back foot here a little bit. Both stuck on 2 lands. They probably have 3 drops in hand. I'm sure like once they get their third mana source, things are going to explode. But if it's on the back of like a Namesticker Goblin, I can just bolt it and they won't get the mana payout. Yep. Bye-bye. Hooray. Now I'm not even afraid of Muxus. Stifle that. K Command, pick it back up. Same with Ringleader. I guess it works better with Ringleader, because then the shock actually takes it out. Blood Moon. Eee. Alright. Guess this is happening. Oop. I need a black and a red in there. Sling Gang down. Yeah, they're not going to be able to cast anything on their own. They have like one red. They have a bunch of red, obviously, but yeah. Sling Gang, no way. Ooh, Brazen Borrower. Probably start with the Nimble Obstructionist, though. Maybe at end of turn some point I can Petty Theft Brazen or the Blood Moon and sneak in something else there. This is fine. I would like to race. I could get basic Swamp too if I just bounce the Blood Moon. And can they really afford to replay it, you know? I want them to think about it. I also don't want them to have, what's it called? A, Ringleader. So maybe I should have bolted the War Chief. But they're also kind of under dire straits. If they take the time to recommit that Blood Moon, which they're doing. Okay, well in that case, I think I just get another island. Right? Deploy this, have 2 3/1 beaters in the air and a lightning bolt. Does that really matter though? What if I draw black cards? I wish I could see the future. This is the card that's in my hand right now. I think this is very good for me that they're recommitting the Blood Moon. And I probably need to hang on to this lightning bolt for goblins, because they do have some progressions that can just like completely wipe you out from nowhere. Be curious to see if they attack with this. They don't. It's too late though. It's already divisible by 3. I don't even really need this Brazen Borrower, but if they find some way through this, like Munitions Expert or something, which I guess would be really hard for them to cast. Ringleader. Sure. This is still okay. Pashalik Mons is not okay, however, they don't have the mana to cast it. And if they have some shenanigans with the name sticker... Oh, Red Blast? Yeah. Still cool, still cool. I don't know why I didn't block. I probably should have blocked. Maybe I'm looking for a better trade. And bolt you. Looks pretty done to me. Alright, just one more game win and we get our money back. I don't think this changes any. They have red blasts, which is kind of scary. But I feel like all my big blue clunkers like Narset are already out anyways because they're not a deck that draws cards. I'm on the draw. Is Court of Locthwain just terrible? I mean, it's the reason for the season. If I lose because of this, like, it's not a huge deal. It's just 50 play points. I gotta show the world. I am really happy that hand got there, though. It felt pretty mediocre. Being on the play is a really big deal in this matchup. So we'll see if we can do this on the draw. Was that a snap 7? Yeah, of course. I don't know about this hand, honestly. It's got Fatal Push. It needs lands. I'm gonna mulligan. Sure. With Blood Moon on my radar, I guess I want both fetch lands. And hopefully Thoughtseize can prevent like a turn 2 Muxus situation. Hopefully I don't just need to hold up Lightning Bolt for eternity. Ideally I Thoughtseize, ruin their entire life, and then next turn I can Brainstorm and... or I don't even know. Okay, Vial, sure. That I'm not super disappointed to see when I mulligan, because I'll probably have to deal with all their cards one by one anyways. If one of them just shoots them out faster, I think that's okay. Strix is a great draw. And if they have like a soul land, I guess I need to get my basic swamp right now. Alright. Lackey I'm not too concerned about. Muxus is like the scariest card, but it's going to be a while till they get it. I think probably Matron is the most annoying. I will have to deal with this Muxus though. But yeah, Matron is like such a solid 2-for-1. And Grixis loses to 2-for-1s. This hand is beatable. I just need some cooperation from the top of my deck, as always. Alright, we knew about that. Bowmasters, beautiful. Uh-huh. I'ma shoot ya. Getting to keep that lightning bolt is a huge deal. And also have some board presence now. Feeling pretty good. Just that dang Muxus. But I do have, what, another Thoughtseize, I have Nimble Obstructionist, I have Snapcaster Mages. I feel like there's a way through this. And I do have a Brainstorm. Ancient Tomb, Muxus is fast approaching. Oh, it's really fast approaching. Jesus Christ. So I need them to roll a 4 or get 4 mana. Alright, now I need them to brick, I guess. No luck. Alright. This is a fitting end to the league, I guess. What do I even need right now? Am I just dead because of the Sling Gang? I think attacking with Sling Gang is a huge punt. Unless there's something I'm not seeing, like Crater Maker. Okay. I feel like they could have just not attacked with that. Do you have 8 goblins? Close enough. They have 7. Well, I can't Brainstorm and cast Plague Engineer. Well, can't say I'm very proud to have exhibited a 2-3 record here. It's not really what you want when you're showing off some cool new tech, but I feel like the matches were interesting enough, I hope. Anyways, Hope everyone has a great day out there. And yeah, keep it up.